Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. News from Ukraine. The Americans, not yet. The Russians launched some drones on Ukraine last night or overnight, and I will give you an update of whatever happens on the front with a Russian map and a Ukrainian narrative. So, first, it seems like the Ukrainian Air Forces reached perfection. Why? They destroyed all the Russian drones that were launched towards Ukraine. All right, so let's start with the first article here. The Kiev Independent Air Force. Ukraine downs all 14 Russian drones launched overnight, November 22nd, 2023. Can you believe that? I can, but do I believe it? No. Ukrainian forces shot down all 14 Shahed drones launched from Russia overnight on November 22nd, Wednesday, right? In addition, Russia launched a Kh-22 cruise missile at Ukraine, which failed to hit its target and fell in an open area of Zaporozhye Oblast. The Air Force said the blast wave damaged residential buildings but did not cause any casualties. Well, I don't think so, but anyway, who knows? Let's see what evidence they provide, right? The drones were launched from the near the Russian city of Primorsko-Akhtarsk in Krasnodar Krai on the Sea of Azov. So let's see where that is. That is right here, Krasnodar, right here, isn't it? Krasnodar, Sea of Azov, this area right here. So they are fighting from, shooting from far away. Why? For obvious reasons. So they do it from this area and they hit the Ukrainian territory. Now that one, this is one, this is one, this is the one. All right, 4 of the Shahed drones were shot down as they headed in the direction of the Kiev and Zhytomyr Oblast. So let's see where Zhytomyr is, right here. Zhytomyr and Kiev Oblast. So they were shot as they were going that way. So where is it? Right here. And let me put it first. Okay. And then it says that 4 of the Shaheds and another reconnaissance drone was targeted by Ukraine's air defenses in Sumy Oblast. Sumy is north, right here, northeast. This is Sumy. The Air Force added that air defenses in several other regions were involved in repelling the attacks, including Vinnytsia, Dnipropetrovsk, and Khmelnytsky Oblast. So, Vinnytsia, Khmelnytsky, and Dnipropetrovsk right here. So these were the areas. Oh, the center, not the Hungarian-Polish area. All right, you go out. All right. Ukraine form. War update. 48 combat engagements occur on front. We're going to get to that one after we read this one. Ukraine intercepts all 14 kamikaze drones launched by Russia overnight Wednesday. So from 8 o'clock p.m. on November 21st to 3 o'clock a.m. on November 22nd, Wednesday, the Russian launched 14 Shahed one-way attack UAVs and a Kh-22 cruise missile from the southeastern direction. So we got that covered. Correct? Correct. Let's go to see the 48 combat engagements occur on front. Over the past day, Russian troops have launched 5 missile strikes and 61 airstrikes and opened fire with multiple launch rocket systems over 60 times following Russian terrorist attacks. Casualties among civilians were reported. Only in casualties among civilians, right? In particular, Russian invaders launched airstrikes on the Chernihiv region, Popivka, Sumy regions, Serednya Buda, Kharkiv region, Luhansk region, Donetsk, where we have Avdiivka over there, Zaporozhye, and Kherson. So basically everywhere. They tell us the Russians did for Chernihiv, Sumy. So they did all this part right here. Let me just make it like this. All this part from Chernihiv, Sumy, Kharkiv, Luhansk, Donetsk, Zaporozhye, and Kherson. The whole thing. The whole, how's that, Fertile Crescent? So, let's say over 150 settlements were affected by Russian artillery strikes in the Chernihiv, Sumy, Kharkiv, Luhansk, Donetsk, Zaporozhye, Dnipropetrovsk, and Kherson regions, the ones that I already showed you. So, on the night of November 21st, Russian occupiers attacked Ukraine's territory with Shahed loitering munition. Ukrainian forces destroyed 9 out of 10 enemy drones. Hey, what's going on here? Isn't that something that contradicts this fantastic, what's that? Intercept all 14 kamikaze drones? Anyway, we want consistency. Here is intercept. Now, on the night of November 22, that was the night of 21st. November, on the night of 21st, my bad. We go to, oh, what's going on with you now? You're back in business? No, you can't play with that. You know that. Sit there. Okay. I'm going to sit down. What are you going to do? Inspector Gadget. Additionally, Russia fired the Kh-31P missile at the port infrastructure near the city of Odessa. So they attacked Odessa. What are you going to say it here? They attacked Odessa here. Odessa is right here, down here. Yeah, okay. Bravo. They attacked district and one Kh-22 missile at the city of Zaporozhye. Now, the city of Zaporozhye, let's go and see where it's at, is right here. Zaporozhye Oblast. This is where the Ukrainian counteroffensive tried to break through the Russian defenses. The enemy Kh-22 missile failed to reach the target, of course. In the Volyn and Polisia directions, they start with the north now, by Belarus. The operational situations remained rather unchanged. Nothing changed over there. Okay. In Seversky and Slobozansky directions, Russians are maintaining military presence within the border areas and carrying out sabotage actions to prevent Ukrainian forces from being redeployed to other directions. In the Kupiansk, so what they did, they started telling us what happens here, and then they go here, and then go to on this right here. This is where they tell us. And then I'm going to go right here to Kupiansk, which is right this area, Kupiansk, right here, where the Russians are advancing in Kharkiv Oblast, the far east of Ukraine. So in Kupiansk direction, Russian occupiers conducted assault actions near the Kharkiv region's Sinkivka. Ukrainian defenses repelled 3 enemy attacks there. In Liman direction, that's south of Kupiansk, and that is south of it is Krasny Liman, right here. This is the one. And next we're going to go to Bakhmut, which is Artemovsk right here. And then I'm going to go down to Avdiivka, which is almost encircled, and then I go to Marinka. So just so you know how they are going to go with the narrative. On the map, we got it covered. So from here, Sloviansk, they go here to Liman, they go to Bakhmut, Avdiivka, Marinka. All right, so in the Liman direction, Russians conducted unsuccessful assault actions near the Donetsk region's Siversk. In the Bakhmut direction, Ukrainian forces repelled 5 enemy attacks. And then Ukrainian defense forces continue conducting assault actions to the south of Bakhmut, inflicting personnel and military equipment losses, no civilians, on the enemy, and gaining a foothold within the recaptured frontiers. In the Avdiivka sector, south a little bit of that, where there's an encirclement. Russian occupiers continue attempts to encircle Avdiivka. Ukrainian defenders are firmly holding defenses, inflicting significant losses on the enemy. Russians conducted unsuccessful assault actions to the east of the Donetsk regions of Novobakhmutivka, Avdiivka, Sivierne, and Pervomaitske. Ukrainian warriors repelled 13 enemy attacks. Remember that movie with Antonio Banderas, the 13th Warrior? The same. Ukrainian warriors repelled 13 enemy attacks. Nice movie. I liked it, especially the end with the guy, with the Viking guy or the Norse guy dying by sitting on his throne with his sword in the mud and sits down watching the idiots running away. fantastic. And Hollywood from time to time used to make some good movies, but nowadays, anyway, in the Shakhtarsk direction. Shakhtarsk is now south of Marinka. Russian occupiers conducted assault actions near the Donetsk region's Staromayorsk, but has no success. Now we go to the Zaporozhye region. Let me show you the Zaporozhye region. We go to the map. So we talked about Luhansk, Donetsk right here, and now we're in Zaporozhye, right here where the Ukrainians try to break the front to Melitopol and Berdyansk line of attack. And then we're going to go to Kherson area where the Ukrainians claim they crossed the Dnieper River with 3 regiments on the left bank of the Dnieper River. So let's go back. We are right here in Zaporozhye, just so you know. In the Zaporozhye direction, Russian occupiers conducted unsuccessful assault actions near the Zaporozhye regions Robotnia and Kamyanske. Ukraine's defense forces continue conducting offensive operations in the Melitopol direction, where I showed you, inflicting personnel and equipment losses on the Russian Tralala. So this is where they say they are conducting in this area. On Russian troops and exhausting the enemy all over the front line. In the Kherson direction, which is, Kherson is right the last one, north of Crimean Peninsula. This is where they say they crossed the Dnieper River. Ukrainian warriors continue holding the recaptured positions on the left bank of the Dnieper River, carrying out counter-battery measures and attacking the enemy's rear lines. How they're attacking it. Over the past day, Ukrainian air forces have launched 1 strike on the Russian command post, 6 strikes on enemy personnel, ammunition and military equipment clusters, and 2 strikes on surface-to-air missile systems. Let me show you where they said they crossed. They say they crossed over Red Rover right here. This is area. Opa, Krinsky. You hear a dog? Krinsky. Right here is there where they say they crossed on the other side of the Dnieper River. Just so you know, next time when these guys are telling you that, you know it. All right, well, you stay here with me. How nice. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Can you imagine these guys achieved the impossible, the perfection, 14 out of 14 rounds, and the missiles. Fantastic. What's next? They're going to hit 150% of the missiles and drones sent by the Russians next. They're going to hit 150 missiles out of 100 launched by the Russians. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See ya.